Welcome to the big section where we are going to integrate Stripe into our application. So we're going to learn how to accept payments, how to send emails to people who bought our products, and all of that good jazz. So head over to Stripe, go to login, go to sign up. Make sure you sign up here with an account. I'll just do a random one here. Okay, after 10 years, I finally confirmed my email, and then we get presented to this page. Let's hit activate payments. I believe that was the one. I actually don't think we need to set this up now. You can do all of these business details, and you can add your bank account and stuff like that if you really want to like hook it up to an actual real account, right? And you want to accept payments. But we're going to do test mode now, but when you're pushing this to production, make sure you add all of those details. So here we are on this page right now. This is the default. The first thing I want you to do is hit here, click on the new business, and let's call this styled, like that. Cool. So we named it. That's really good. And then we have access to a publishable key here and a secret key. Okay. So we need to add those details in our application. So let's head over to our application right here. Go to env.local. I'm also going to add our base URL here. Set this equal to http --localhost 3000. All right, so if we ever need to access this, we have it. Next up, we'll do next public Stripe publishable key. All right, and set that equal to, let me remove that end there, the semicolon. And in here, we are gonna paste this. Again, please just get yours. I'm gonna delete this account so you cannot get it. Yeah, just do yours. So paste that in there, this PK test and a long string. And then next up, we are gonna have our secret key. So let's call this next public Stripe secret key. Set this equal to and paste that in there. So that's going to be called PK test blah blah blah. Okay, so that's our environment variables. So next up, what we are going to do is install a couple of things in our dependencies. So there's 3 things that we need. Open this up, close, npm install. We are gonna do Stripe and then add Stripe.js like that, and then add Stripe. I think that's it actually, these 2. Unless we need the React one. Let's install it just in case. Stripe React Stripe.js like that. Okay, so those 3. Hit enter and install. Cool. So once that is installed, we can do npm run dev again. And what we need to do is go over to this lib file. And let's go here. Lib. And make a new file called getStripe.js, like that. Okay, so essentially what we want to do here is load up an instance of Stripe. And the way we can do that is say import load Stripe from Stripe.js. All right, and this is all in the docs. This is the way to do it. It's a bit funny, but it is what it is. So you make a Stripe promise here, or you can call this Stripe instance. And this is going to be undefined by default. And then you do a request. So get Stripe is equal to an async function like that. And you say if Stripe doesn't exist, then I'm going to say Stripe equals await load Stripe. And we are going to pass in process.env.next public Stripe publishable key. Okay, just like that. So if Stripe doesn't exist and we're not hooked up to it yet, then load it up. Okay, find the dev key for our account and load it up. Make sure this is on test mode as well and not in live production. I don't think it even allows you until you activate your account. All right, so just keep it like that. And then we're passing down this publishable key. And once it finds our account, and then it's gonna return us the Stripe like that. So we're gonna say export default get Stripe. Okay, so this is a way for us to get our account. Cool, so that's step one. Step two is gonna be to actually fetch it. So how in the world are we gonna do that? Well, where are we fetching this data? We are gonna fetch it in our cart, right? When we click on this checkout purchase button here. So let's go somewhere here. I know this file is getting a bit too much, but this is probably one of the last things that we're gonna add in here anyway. But you can separate these, you can export these as const and import them up here if you want to keep it a bit cleaner. So that's the const handle checkout. Let's call this like that. It's gonna be equal to async, like that. And what we're gonna do is say const stripe equals to await get stripe. And look at that, it did an auto import. We are importing that little library that we just made. So now this should already have our account linked to it and ready to send a response, make a purchase. So what we're gonna say is const response is equal to await, and we're gonna do a fetch, and we are gonna hit our /API/Stripe. All right, so basically we can do a post request straight in Next.js if we add the logic here in the API folder. It's a really cool thing. We don't have to do it on the back end or anything. We can just do it straight here. So I want to make sure to send an API request over to API/Stripe. So that means that we're going to need a file here called stripe.js in our API. Okay, so we're going to add basically the logic here to make the purchase. And this is going to be just an API request. And the second parameter here is gonna be an object, and the method is gonna be post. All right, so I wanna post something. And the headers are gonna be content type. It's gonna be application JSON. All right, there we go. So that's one. We have a little error here. What is this? Oh, yeah, so we need to do, what did I mess up here? Oh, okay, so get rid of these backticks, make sure I close it here like that, and then do it like that. I had it just as one string. This needs to be an object here. Okay. And the body, well, what are we gonna send through? We are gonna send through a JSON.stringify the cart items. We're just gonna send through the cart items. So again, we're just making a post request here when we click on add to cart. And you can imagine our API folder here is gonna take care of all the logic to handle that, kind of like an Express server. Okay, so there we go, that's it. And then let's do const data is equal to, oh, I'm in the object. Let's get out of there. We can do const data equals await response.json. Let's get rid of that as well. And then what we can do here is run a cool little function that Stripe provides us. We can do await Stripe redirect to checkout like that. And what it asks us here is that we provided an ID. And the way it says in the docs is session ID is going to be data.id. So every checkout basically is a session, and we basically need to provide that, hey, this specific post request has this data ID. All right. And that's that. Now it's not gonna work yet, so but we can try it. If we do a console log here and hit purchase, oh, nothing even happens. Let's go over to network, purchase, yeah, apps. Oh well, we didn't even hook this handle checkout up to our button. Let's go down here, on click, handle checkout. There we go. So now when we click on this, let's do refresh, add, open, click. Oh, error. Okay. It says that this is not a function. So that's fine. Don't worry about it. We will get onto it in the next episode. So see you there.